It's time for the Polka ecosystem price video, as it's Sunday and the market has been crashing on us yesterday, but today we look okay. We look like we're recovering quite a bit now. It was thanks to Bitcoin, unfortunately, because as you know, everything moves together with Bitcoin. So even if Bitcoin does well, sometimes the altcoins don't necessarily do well, so they may just get their time later on, as we've seen. So we've had this nice pop, of course, with Moonriver. As you can see here, we had this nice pop to $94 quite a while ago. This was on the 3rd of April, as you can see, when we had that spike, but it did struggle to go higher, and it has pulled back quite a bit, of course, thanks to Bitcoin as well. The pullback was quite harsh because, as you can see, people were definitely waiting to sell here, but you have to keep in mind that it's mostly because people were able to stake, and then they were able to unstake and wait the 4 days, because it takes about 4 days to unstake now, and then not click the confirmation button to remove the tokens from the collator, and so they would still get staking rewards. But now the team has created a proposal to remove that, so you'll no longer be able to do that. Now you'll actually have to stake, and you'll have to wait for the full 4 days before you can actually get access to your tokens. Okay, so this is one advantage of people not being able to dump, not being able to play the game, or let's say play the loophole, because it was a bit of a loophole, to be honest. And I don't think any other staking platform would allow something like this, where you could unstake and then still get rewards, and then on top of that you can continue to get those rewards until you confirm the transaction, because obviously that gives freedom of selling when the price does really well, and then people end up buying back on the pullback and then staking again, repeating the process and so on, so that they keep getting staking rewards while they're waiting for the price to go up. Okay, so yeah, it's not cool for the collators, and of course the team has decided to change that. But just to continue on here with and this was just the reason as to why I think that this could also contribute to the dumping, right, aside from Bitcoin pulling back, because Bitcoin didn't really pull back that much, whereas the market for Moonriver here, as you can see, did pull back quite a lot. So yeah, I mean, it looks like we want to head back up here. It looks like we are forming that the shape as in that kind of S shape. As you can see here, we've gone up to this high of 94. We've pulled back to around this area, which acted as support, and now it looks like we want to form that shape and move back up, but it doesn't guarantee it, right? There's also that probability that we're going to struggle once again once we get to around 75, and then we're going to pull back again, right? There is that possibility. Again, it is very much Bitcoin dependent, but the thing I want to talk about is that now we've got this issue here. As you can see, this area where we're at now is resistance, and so we are struggling to break this $68 area here. But once we break it, once again, once we go past 80, then we're above it, and then we should be in a good area. We should be in an area of a free upwards movement, because there's nothing else blocking us. Then we can go as high, maybe we'll encounter a little bit of a resistance around 150, but then, like I said, 170, as I've said before in previous videos, 170 is where it's at. 170 is where we're going to be stuck for a good while. I don't think it's going to be so easy to break this. Look at this. I mean, this has been accumulating for so long here, and so we went from the 4th of December when we got to this price all the way to the 4th of January. Okay, so for a full month we've accumulated around this area. It's not going to be easy for us to break past 170, but I'm definitely going to be happy to see Moonriver even at this area, to be honest, because it will be much much better than it is at the moment, which is an absolute brutal dumping zone, and we are struggling to get out of it. But yeah, hopefully we are pushing back up here. Don't forget, we've got about 1 more month before the crowd loan rewards stop, and so we can expect some more upward movement from the 15th of May onwards, once the crowd loan rewards are over, and then there's nobody else from those people that have crowd loan that could dump on us, except for the stakers, of course, and the people that were buying low and selling higher. But there's a less likelihood of that happening when you know that there are so many people that crowd loaned over 200,000 KSM, and they can keep selling, and they're putting that downward pressure. If they're not happy with the fact that the block rewards are not as they used to be. The block times do take double as much now. It's every 4 hours, and so because of that, people could be flooding, and people may just want to be selling. Okay, they're not looking at the longer term vision, and so this could play a factor as to the selling pressure. So hopefully that should get out of the way then on the 15th, or from the 15th onward. And so yeah, 170 is the area that I'm thinking we're going to get to if we do move into bull mode, and then that's going to be a struggle there because of this huge resistance that we've had accumulated for a full month. Next, I want to talk a little bit about RMRK as well. So RMRK is doing quite okayish as well, kind of in a similar situation with Moonriver, except there are no stakers to sell, nobody from the crowd loan to sell. Because there was no crowd loan, and so the only area of resistance that we have here is around $20, which we actually saw. We've attempted to hit this once, we've attempted to hit this twice, and we couldn't break it. And so it's not solid, right? As you can see here, it's thin, but it did act as resistance. And I think that the third time we're going to try it and hit it, I think we're going to eventually break it. And it looks like it's forming that same pattern as with Moonriver, where it wants to go up once again. Hopefully we're going to have another leg up here. And so if we break this area of $20, then the next one that we could expect some resistance at is around 27.50, right? So 27.50 is quite a long way from $20, and so I'm happy with that personally, okay? And after that, we're going to be expecting around $30, right? And then there's a bit more resistance around 42. And so, you know, if we get to this area here of 27, that's going to be pretty good for a lot of people. I'm sure many people are going to be happy, right, with the price of RMRK. Now, Calamari has had a nice recovery, as you can see here. We've tried that again just today. We had another recovery today. This is on the day chart. Actually, yesterday, I should say, because this is the day chart. This is today here. We're pulling back now from this massive pump that we had to a ninth of a cent, so almost 1 cent. And it was, if you think about it, it was a sixth of a cent, right? Just a number of days before. And so, yeah, I mean, it's been doing really well for people that have accumulated around this area. I know some people in my community have accumulated around this area, around the fifth of a cent, around the half a cent here, because they believe great things are coming to Calamari. Okay, and so once MaryPay and MarySwap are gonna launch, then we can expect Calamari to do well. I know there's the Hobby pool staking as well, and that kind of caused some FOMO, where people can earn staking rewards if they're staked to Hobby pool, if they're staked their KMA. And so now we're waiting for the actual staking platform of Calamari so that we can stake directly from our wallet, right? When that goes live, then that's going to be bullish for the Calamari token, I think, and for the holders. I'm personally going to be staking as well. I've got quite a bit of Calamari left as well. I only sold a certain percentage during the TG when we had that unlock at TG, when the price was doing really well on day one. But then after that, I haven't sold. We got 2 more unlocks. We got one in January and one in March, and so I haven't sold those. I'm still holding on to them. I am waiting for the team to deliver, right? Because we should give them time. And so I'm waiting. Obviously, if I see this go to 6 cents, 7 cents, I'm likely going to be selling whatever I have unlocked, right? Because I think that's a good enough reward ratio to me, right, for the locked KSM. But if I don't see it at that price, if it's going to be around 2 cents, I'm okay with holding until the staking rewards, until the staking platform is going to be out, and then I'll be able to stake Calamari. And so that's what I'm going to do. But yeah, just to talk about the price here again, 1 cent is a resistance, which is hard to break. And this is the reason why we couldn't actually get to it. We tipped it, and then we just bounced down, right? And so it's going to be hard. It's going to be tough. I mean, look at this. It's from the 5th of January all the way till the 17th. So just over, well, almost 2 weeks, let's say here, almost 2 weeks of 1 cent accumulation. And so it's going to be hard to break that. And then after that, we've got more resistance at 1.2 cents. So all this area here, 1.2, so 1 cent to 1.7 cents is all resistance. And so we're going to encounter resistance all the way up to there, all the way up to 2 cents. We're going to encounter resistance. That's going to be pretty hard to break. And when we do break it, then it's the rest of the story, right? It's going to keep on going up, I think, up until a point when people just don't see a value in buying anymore, as with everything, right? But I do think that we've got a lot of resistance at different levels, starting from 1 cent and all the way up to 2 cents. Now, with regards to Karura, Karura has been doing pretty nasty as well, like everything else. Okay, it is down quite a lot, $1.56 here, as you can see. We are around the resistance area now, so we are accumulating around this area. But the next area we should see is around 290, and so once we break this one, we've got 290. So that's pretty decent, right? To me at least, it looks quite okay. 290. It's not what we used to have, right? It's not over 10. It's not like 12 bucks or 13 bucks like we saw those astronomical prices, but even 290 is okay considering the current market conditions. And so if we can break this, hopefully we can break it on this next leg up here. If we are moving back up, then we're going to be sticking around this area for a while and hopefully accumulating to form some sort of support for the future, right? And so that way we're not gonna dump back down to 150, hopefully. But it all depends on Bitcoin. Once again, I'm just telling you, it's all Bitcoin dependent, unfortunately, because we have not decoupled from Bitcoin. Every single project does its own thing. They've got their own roadmap, they've got their own milestones, they deliver different features, different utilities, different use cases, but it's still reliant on Bitcoin. And so yeah, that's what I wanted to cover in today's video. Thank you for watching and have a lovely Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow with a news video. Take care. Bye bye.